Okay, really quick. I just came to our community gym for the first time. We've lived here 2 years, and I've never been here, and I think it's gonna be my best friend for summer because I just walked out my anxiety on the treadmill when normally I would have said I can't go for a walk because it's too hot outside. Boom. While I was on the treadmill, I was like, wow, like my body feels good. It feels good to get into my body. And I remembered that last night, this very sweet student, we were talking about body image, we were talking about life after class, and she told me that I looked cut. And I was like, what? She's like, you look cut. I didn't want to say anything in front of everyone, but you look really good. Let me just tell you that never in my life have I been described as cut. And if I were not wearing baggy t-shirts all the time, you would also not describe me as cut, okay? I have like a thin-ish frame. I had a lot of pandemic puffiness. I have insane digestive bloating and things. So like, I also teach in a sports bra and a top, and sometimes that's flattering and sometimes it's not. So definitely not cut. However, after coming out of a lot of body dysmorphia, a lot of pandemic gain, a lot of just like feeling very disconnected from my body and out of touch with what my size was, etc. I'm still like really stressed about waistbands. They really bother my digestion. So like getting dressed has been really challenging. And so I don't think a lot about my body anymore. Shaving my head helped get me to stop thinking about my body so much. I've worked on really loving my body as this vehicle rather than this aesthetic with some standard that has been defined by what, and that means if I don't maintain it, what? Like my husband's gonna love me less and society's gonna judge me. Like, fuck. So I don't believe that, but like my programming believed that. So in letting all of this go, I have definitely lost some weight. And whenever people talk about weight loss, it's like, and here's what you do. And you know what I did? I just started loving on myself. I kept seeing my doctor and healer and getting acupuncture and cupping. I started getting Ayurveda treatment and learning about Marma point therapy and just letting anything happen there that would needed to. I started going to the chiropractor. I started working on boundaries and doing a lot of work, and I cried a lot, and I went to the bathroom a lot, and I have changed my diet some, but not in a way that would impress you. I'm about to go eat 2 frozen egg rolls with a salad, and I feel great about it. Like I'm not like meal prepping and things. I'm still eating pretty similarly to how I was before. I have just cut or changed things based on how they make my stomach feel. I'm not drinking coffee and I'm not drinking alcohol, not because I wanted to lose the weight, but because my body was like, yo, digestively, this is not going to happen. And so I just stopped. And that wasn't like a big loss for me because it was my body asking for it. It wasn't me being like, I have willpower and the internet told me I'll lose weight if I cut out this. I just started listening to my body. And again, cut was never the goal. Cut is never the goal. I don't have a goal. My goal is to appreciate this vehicle, to move it for health, to release its anxiety, to live a long life next to my partner. But I think releasing the tension, doing the body treatments, doing the work, the therapy, the crying, the stuff, I think I'm also feeling my body start to relax and start to connect back to itself. And so I'm also naturally less inflamed and less puffy and less, my eating is less emotionally charged. Less, not all the way, right? Like I am still Meg in all of her wild habits that I was when I was puffy or whatever, when I was there, and now I am here, and one is not better than the other except that this feels like me. And so I just get so stressed sometimes working in the fitness field or being around constant dieters because like I want so much for them to love themselves exactly where they are. I want you to love yourself exactly where you are. I want to love myself exactly where I am. And this has been my big message in classes lately. Like, if we meet ourselves with compassion rather than shame, if we are our own hype person and we're like high-fiving ourselves just for showing up. I just came to the gym and walked for 20 minutes because I was anxious. Like, this wasn't but it was something. I did something and it felt good in my body. And like, it's just things that feel good, things that feel right, start to build the thing that works for you. Because I just don't need to follow a bunch of Instagram accounts or read a bunch of things about crash dieting and celebrities and all these things. Like, what's the long-term goal? If the long-term goal is to feel good, to feel content, to feel like a place of love and okayness, then it makes sense that what we have to do is work on making this a place of love and okayness. And just like everywhere else, it doesn't start from the outside in. It doesn't start from the physical to the inside. It starts from the inside to the outside. And when I am content fully on my insides, I don't care. 3 years ago, I could not have posted a no Botox, no hair, no makeup, no plan video on the internet. Absolutely not. My stomach would be in knots just thinking about it. Now, like, this is just how I'm showing up because it feels good. And that doesn't mean it's right for everyone, and that doesn't mean it's always gonna be the jam. But right now I'm honoring what feels good in my body all the way around. And I think that gives us results. And those results, regardless of whether I look any different physically, I know I'm showing up differently because I'm more connected to my body. I am more confident than I've ever been in my whole life, and I give fewer fucks about my appearance than I ever have. So I think people also feel that more than they feel me. It's not about the aesthetic, it's about the feeling. It's about the feeling. I really love Joe Dispenza meditations on YouTube. He has a few great short ones. He has one especially for women, and it talks a lot about visualizing, feeling into how you want your body to feel once you're wherever it is you want to be. And then training the body to feel like that now. And the steps, they just all start to align. When we subscribe to diet culture, when we subscribe to fitness culture in like the negative way, we're not trusting our body. When we look at things like intuitive eating, like designing the movement that feels good for us because it brings us joy, we're linking back up to our intuition, to the flow of our body. We're building that connection back to ourselves. And isn't that connection the very thing we're after? Truthfully, if I'm connected to myself, then I don't care what other people think. Then other people think more highly of me. Like, this is a reward situation. So why are we still letting diet culture, shamey fitness culture, idolizing only one body type, like why is that still existing on the main stage? I just want you to feel good exactly as you are. Because, as I remind everyone in Shavasana, we are already whole, we are already enough, we have already arrived. Release control and breathe in to every space.